All right, we're live. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Wednesday daytime stream. We're starting a little bit late. That's because I was hanging out with Karis a lot. So I was hanging out with her. This is the day after she's had her surgery. And I was making her a big, delicious breakfast so she wouldn't have to stand up and do anything. And then I just kind of laid around and ate it with her. So we're later than usual, but we're going to have a quick hour together. This is an important live stream because we have a tag return with your guys' stuff in it. All right, tag return. Oh, we got to log into Discord. Looks like my browser got reset or something. Hold on, let's see. Is it working? Whoa, it looks a little different. Weird. All right, let's climb down. Oh my gosh, I got a bunch of messages to answer. Okay, let me mark this on red. And then let me grab this. So we're going to jump over to... we're going to jump over to the slabs return channel. So here's the tag submission channel. So... which one is the one that just returned? I believe... Here, let me go into tag and look it up, because I should just be able to look it up which one just returned. Okay, I believe it's this one with the 109 cards in it. Okay. It says the first card was Eevee, the second card was Seismitoad, and the third card was Halo.
When too much work bogs you down.
What? That's an ad. Better not be no ads in my videos. They did this browser update. I hope that the ad blocker still works. All right, so give me a moment, guys. We're sorting out which submission we have back. So it is the 9-1 submission. So it was sent in on the beginning of September, and it came back, officially landed, a month and 15 days later. That's pretty good. That's like express grading. Wow, that is so fast. We got this tag submission back. Oh, it says right here, we're expecting this submission to be finished within 1 month. So it came back in a month and 15 days. That's pretty good. That's not a bad turnaround time. Also considering it was cheaper too, you know. So I like that a lot. I feel like it kind of gives tag a purpose, you know. All right, so we're going to say, well, I'm going to grab all of this, copy this, and then we're going to head over to returns, add here. Tag submission is back. And then let's go ahead and grab, oh, give me a minute here. We're going to click back on this. We're just getting set up here, guys. We're going to show off the returns as well. Well, let me hit save on this. So we're going to say tag return, group submission, September 1st. All right, live card shop. So we're going to hit save on that. And then we're going to grab the hyperlink and plug it in here. All right, perfect. Tag submission is back. Perfect. Now let's go make sure that the channel Discord has been pinged for this particular stream. And then I will turn on my iPad and get this going. Yes, it looks like Alex is pinged. Okay, good. So there we go. We're all ready. Again, I'm sorry I showed up a little bit later today. I've been taking care of Karis, basically. I made her a big kind of like lunch. Technically, for me, it was breakfast time. And then I sat down and ate it with her and just kind of hung out. So, oops, nope, we don't want that. Cancel this. 36 people watching. You guys ready for the return? This will be fun. So we're going to find everyone's cards and see what they graded. Oops. What? Why did it do that? That is so annoying. There it goes. All right. Mr. is being a master debater. I did talk a little bit in Discord for fun. That's true. But it wasn't that long. I think it was already like 5:30 when I started, wasn't it? And I was prepping the stream anyways. I was doing the receiving. So I was multitasking. But yeah, I do get enjoyment from conversation. Oh, Jared Kroll. Let me mark this on red. I don't think I shipped that yet. Let's go ahead and open stamps as well. Okay, grading return stream. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Yes. All right, we're opening stamps again. It's probably going to ask me my number. Might as well get this done ahead of time because usually on a slab return, a couple people will ask for shipping. Okay, just downloaded a bunch of crap. We have $340 left for postage, and then I have to buy more postage. We are? Okay, that's all set up. Perfect. And I would jump back in here. All right. While we wait for PSA for faster turnaround. Well, yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Because if you got a card and you want the cheaper grading and you want the faster turnaround time, now we have a good option for that, and it's tag grading. And besides, tag looks better anyways. So if you have like a Topps card or something like that you want to grade, it's actually better to grade it with the slab that's very clear. I say Topps because it's very pretty in a tag slab. But, you know, the hard part is it actually has to grade 10. Now, let's get to that actual list and see who's got what. So in the returns channel, Brett Love, Jared Line. So we got to start finding these things. I'm going to start pulling these out of here. And look at that. It might be right here, in fact. This was an ineligible card right here. That was not eligible. Let's see. That was Gundam. Here's a... Okay, let's just start right here, shall we? Kind of move these out of the way. My area is very cluttered right now. What is that he was trying to grade? That was Gundam. So Gundam's got to go off to PSA. Maybe I should just put him in line for PSA grading on that bad boy. All right, so Eevee Promo and Seismitoad, neither graded well, unfortunately. Damn. Here is the Seismitoad. Let's hold it up. So there he is in case you want to scan him. I see it. Yeah, it's on the back of the card. You can see there's an issue right there. You see that? So that'll do it. And then you can tell the edges have lips too, so we don't like those. Hey, what's up, Mr. Brett? So your Seismitoad came back. It was an 8.5. I actually agree with that grade. There's two issues going on. You can see that there's a cup. I call it a lip on the edges, and that's like a cutting issue. And then you got like some sort of dent right there. I don't know what you would call that. It is. And then Eevee got a 9. I'm not surprised by this either. Every time we pull one of these Eevee, it's got some issue on it. You can visibly see it. But I'm going to turn this sideways and say the top is thinner than the bottom. And the back of the card's nice and clean, but you can't see that off-centering. So you can see there's off-centering top to bottom. I bet you if we were to scan this, that's what it would say. It would say bad centering. But here, I'll zoom in. So you can screenshot this, and then you can scan it yourself to see why it got a 9. All right, cool. Might be pretty borderline. There we go. So those have Brett on them. Mr. Brett, so you guys got to appreciate the 10s. We put 10s up here, and this one's not. Oh, yeah, that's for sale. You got to appreciate the 10s. You really do, guys, because it is so hard to actually get a 10. It is. And when we host those breaks, the big slab breaks, you should consider jumping into them rather than opening booster packs. Because booster packs are so rarely handing out 10s. But our breaks, our custom booster packs that give out a guaranteed 10. Very interesting. So we're looking for Topps Halo. That got a 10. Look at this. Wow. So, and this is a holographic 10 too. How special. How special. Okay. Actually, they give us some free sleeves too. Where'd those sleeves go? Oh, it might be in the receiving area. All right. Well, that's okay. We'll just use one of these. What about the late tag submission? I think when it says late, it just means that I actually submitted it later than I wanted to. And that one's being worked on right now. Yeah, I saw it. It's the order is being worked on. In my opinion, it'll probably be done pretty fast. Cutting, I understand if it's deliberate, but from factory seems a little rough. Well, that's the whole purpose of grading, is to say, you know, this one got a manufacturing error, and therefore it's not a 10. So this would be Jared Line. Congratulations, dude. He got a 10. Not only did he get a 10, but he got a 10 on a square cut card. That's like amazing. So this is pretty valuable, Mr. Jared. There it goes. That's really amazing. Jose Arredondo. So this was ineligible with tag. It's an R+. Let's send it off to PSA. I'm going to forward this to PSA for you, Jared. Or Jose Redondo. If you want to tip me $5, I wouldn't mind that. You don't have to, though. I'll do it for you for free otherwise. There you go. Just because I'm a nice guy. PSA cost me more. So now we have Lucas Lodge with Greninja and Kingdra. Ah, here we are. Greninja and Kingdra. There we go. Kingdra receives a 9. It's a beautiful card. You can visibly see the issue right on the front. Look at that. See that? That actually almost looks like a 9's a generous grade. And then this gets an 8.5. Why? Okay, I see a lip on the back. Oh, it's the bottom. Yeah, just take a quick look. All right, there you go. That's going to give you an 8. That and the lips. The lips. See that? I call that a lip. And if you have lips on the corners of your cards, the grading companies these days, they don't allow that. They go, no lips. So we care about it. When we flip a card over, it can have nice blue corners and edges. But if you see a lip on the corners, you know it's not going to grade 10. It's going to grade 9 or 8. Pretty rough, actually. Those are annoying. Okay. PSA does indeed grade Gundam. Hey, what's up, Will of Life? What's up, CS Man? Austin said, those are annoying. I've never gotten a 10 back from any grader. You'll get one, I promise. Maybe what I should do is go through your bag, Mr. Brett, and find a 10 for you. Would you like that? Ooh, what if that was a service, guys? What if instead of pre-grading individual cards, we played a game where you pay me a certain amount and I go find a 10 out of your bag? That'd be interesting. I never thought of that before. That kind of packages a lot of things together, like, you know, a bag sort, organize, you know, sort of like a card appraisal situation, right? Rather than you having to choose individual cards that maybe will grade 10. Okay. Are you selling cards? By the way, nice starts. Just saw the 3 LC10s. Yeah, I noticed Mike's side really likes those videos. So anytime I show off my Pokemon cards live, those are some of his favorite videos to go edit later. Maybe because they perform a little better. But yeah, I sell a lot of cards. That's what this is. This is a live card shop. We've been selling cards for 7 years now. We're in year 7. Okay, Martin Ramirez had the Crown Pikachu. Here you go, Martin Ramirez. Pikachu 9. There it is. What could be wrong with this one, huh? Well, I'd say you have a half dot up on the left corner. Man, you have like a quarter dot on the right corner, upper right. This one looks really clean, so it's tough. I'm going to zoom for you. Okay, there's your zoom. I'm going to go ahead and scan that too. I want to see what they, so this is what's special about tag grading is you can get this thing called a grading report. All right, let's see what the grading report has to say. Let's zoom back out. So we're going to scroll down on the grading report. Okay, now it's saying the problem is on the, says corner wear on the back top left and corner wear on the bottom left of the back. So it's on the left side in both cases. Let's turn it around. Let's zoom in. Corner wear, huh? I mean, I can kind of see that white dot right there, but that's more like a dot. And then it should be this corner too then. Oh, yeah, huh? So there it is. That's a white dot, nice and clear. So the card does deserve a 9. I don't know if I'd call it corner wear, but I call those dots white dot. Okay, maybe if you'd only had one white dot, it would have passed. But it had 2, and so that's too much. Martin Ramirez. I call those half dots because they're so small. You almost can't see them. But the grading companies do see them. It matters. Yeah, so when you see this, when you see PSA 10 Charmander and you go, oh, 290, that's too much. Bitch, it's not. It's really hard to get 10s. It's so difficult. And speaking of 10s, here we go. Ooh, Nicholas Lloyd picking up a 10 Groudon from Raging Surf. All right, Nicholas Lloyd, beautiful card and a beautiful holder. All right, and Mr. Swear. That's right. It's so hard to get 10s, man. I got so many 9s in my last submission, And PSA is not better. Remember, I was like complaining about PSA getting much harder. They literally announced that their grading was getting tougher. And then I sent a submission into them, and almost the whole thing did not grade 10. So their standard for a 10 is so rough. Sava Dusenberry, Rockets Houndoom. Oh, it got a 9. I'm so sorry. You want to see this? Here you go, Sarah. You can screenshot this and go ahead and scan it. So what do we got? Yeah, I can see it. You know, I might have said something like it has a shot at a 10, but, you know, it's not a clear 10. Look at that right there. That's probably it right there. That is, in fact, a white dot. So the grading companies, you know, they raised the standard on what counts as a 10 because there's too many 10s. There's too many cards getting printed, and there's too many cards getting graded. And so in order for a 10 to have value, it has to be rare. You know, it has to be hard to accomplish. So, yeah, I'd say that's a half dot right there. Sarah, with a card like this, don't throw it away, okay? You might try regrading it one day. Here it is. So, this is Tag. Does Tag have a list? So, that is Sarah Dusenberry. Then we have 2 Tammy cards, a Final Fantasy Tifa and a Blue Bazoor. And funny enough, that's where it cuts off. All right, Tammy, I have to go hunting for yours. Yours are the last ones, Tammy. You want to see some of mine, guys? Here's some of my cards that need to be priced. So we got a nice 151 Gengar. Here's a nice Ice Cube. Galarian Moltres, one of my favorites. Galarian Moltres. Here's a nice Alakazam. Ninjask. An Acerola. Here's a Litleo. All right, those are a couple that will come up for sale eventually. Kind of a first come, first served thing. So, Tammy, I don't know what box yours are in. They're in a different box, apparently, than that one. Don't tell me you only got 10s, mister. No, I'm sure I got plenty of non-10s. That particular round was good. Here's a little promo Thunderous 9. Ooh, Old Maid Gengar 10. That's really cool. Here's a Bulbasaur. I'm looking for pristines, by the way. Here's a 9. And here's a 9, a Burger Chew 9. Okay. Old Maids are fun. They're not terribly expensive either, but one day, I think they will be, because one day they will be rare. Tag does have a pop report with Gundam card game, but it doesn't state if Japanese. Look at that. A nice 10 Burger Chew. No way. I got 2 10s? Oh, man, that's crazy. Ah, look at that. That's a bummer. That Team Rocket Zapdos is a big deal. It's an English stamp promo. Super cool. These are neat. I'll be wanting to keep 1 or 2 of these. Which I only have 2, but I need to sell some stuff too, I suppose. That's cool, man. Destined Rivals stamp cards. Big fan of anything from Destined Rivals. Here we are. Okay, we've got Squirtle, Pikachu, Jigglypuff. Okay. Some Meowth as well. Okay, Meowth. So the Old Maids graded pretty easily. They're not really expensive. So it's like this thing you could work on if you want to work on them, but the slabs sound so nice clicking together. Yeah, I've mentioned that before. I've mentioned that they sound better than other slab types. And I was saying that my suspicion is because of the dense plastic they're made out of. You ready? So a little more of that return. Here's a Veltal 9. Oh my gosh. Galarian Slowking 10 alt art. Wow. Here's another one that's a 9. Here's a 6.5 Hypno. This Tyranitar is a 9. It's a bummer. Delphox 8. Delphox 8. Kingdra 8. Horsey 8. Wow. XY era 8s all day long. That's too bad. Here's... Are you going to sell one of those Zapdoses? I think I might. Here's this fiery guy. Here's Mew. Here's Slowpoke. Rayquaza 10. There's a nice Rayquaza. That's from Tag Team, I can tell. Tifa got a 9. Darn. There it is, Tammy. Final Fantasy Tifa. And so what is this, Bulbasaur? No Bulbasaur. All right. So there's another Gengar. And here is a Charizard 9. Wow. All the Charizards turned into 9s. That's sad. That's really sad. I graded 3 of those Charizards. Now they're all 9s. Might be tempted to crack them out and regrade them. I don't know. Here's Deoxys 7, Ho-Oh 10, Psyduck, Eevee. All right. Nowadays, everyone's cracking their slabs and regrading them to different grading companies for a second opinion, you know, because the difference between a 9 and a 10 is so much. Here you go, Tammy. Like Tammy, we could crack that and try to send that off to PSA, see if they give it a 10. Maybe they have a different standard, you know. All right. Ooh. We're still looking for your Bulbasaur, I guess. Ready? Ready? Here we go. We're still showing these off so you can see my wares. Here's a Persian. Here's a Raikou 10. Oops. 8.5, 10, 9. 8.5, that's a bummer. You can tell it's off center right away. I must have just sent it in because, you know, I must have been saying YOLO, who cares? Sending in some of this XY ear stuff. Big, huge personality and only gave it a 9. Here's Azumarill. Tyranitar 8. Doug Trio 9. Rotom 9. Look at this. This is a Japanese that got an 8. Japanese modern card. Machoke got a 9. Surfing Peach, got a 9. Plenty of 9s in here. What do I do with all my 9s? I don't know what to do with them all. Do they all go to eBay? I don't feel like you guys buy them very often. I mean, you do sometimes. Here we have not Total Recall Slowpoke vintage card. Nice Lugia. This is probably it. Bulbasaur 8.5, Miss Tammy. Bummer. Okay, place them here. Here's another Gengar. The Gengars did okay. I do like having these hollow Gengars from 151. They're pretty cool. Not a single pristine in the order. Have you seen that? Have you noticed that? Pristines are the black label of the tag company. Pristines are the black label of the tag company, for sure. They don't allow it on very much. All right. If you get a pristine, you got a pretty good card. I've never had an English pristine at all. They've all been Japanese. Okay. Here's Umbreon 8. Oh, I believe this is a cross grade, if I'm not mistaken. Wait a second. Let me open up the regrades. So we're opening up regrades. Okay, you ready? I'm scrolling down. I'm taking a look at some of these regrades, okay? Okay, Charizard, that was technical. So that Lugia that we saw that was 7.5, that used to be a PSA 6 on that Lugia. That used to be a PSA 6. The Alakazam Altart used to be a 9.5 with Beckett. Okay. Ooh, we got a nice upgrade on another one. Here's a Surfing Pikachu. Let me see. 2 PSA. All right. So we got some 20th anniversary. That's terrible. 8 and 8.5. That's terrible. 8.5. 10 on the Articuno. I don't know about those Pikachus. Maybe I knew that the Pikachus had no shot at a 10, and I just said, hey, let's just send them in. Ooh, so this Ninetales was an 8 with PSA, and it is a 9 with tags. Slightly better grade. Is it worth the effort? I mean, I feel like maybe it is. It's got a beautiful holder now, and yeah, I would say a 9 is more desirable than an 8. I don't know what the price difference is, but it might be somewhere around 20 bucks, hopefully. Okay, so that got upgraded from an 8 to a 9 with tag. Now look at this. This is a really curious one. This one here was a Cardconomist 9. So this was a card we had personally graded. And look at that. It bumped up into a 10 with tag grading. Ooh. Wow, that's one of the best cards in the return. It's this crazy-looking Rayquaza. We did get a pristine. Why are those Pikachu always grade so bad? I don't get it. They're just hard to grade. I find the Surfing Pikachu interesting. Do you have an example of the pristine? I do, because one of my cards graded pristine There it is, Pristine Intellion, the one no one asked for. Here it is. So I believe this is their version of a black label, but they have a number up in the, look, see that? 993 describes how perfect it is. Only 7 off in 1,000. It's pretty good. Yeah, only 7 points off out of 1,000. I wonder what it's like to get like a 999 or something. Can you get a 1,000? Maybe you can get a 1,000. I don't know. But that's really cool. So the fact that their pristine grade is so hard to get, and the fact that it even tells you how perfect it is, like how close it gets, that's pretty neat as well. So even between pristines, a high pristine versus a low pristine might command more of a premium. Okay, here's a beautiful card that it looks like we knew it wasn't going to grade 10, and I sent it in anyways. We got a nice Haunter. Here's another one, a Scavalier. I knew this one wasn't going to grade 10. I remember him. Guess I do that sometimes. I'll just grade a card just because it looks nice. Doesn't really matter the grade. Here's this guy. Here's a Topps card. Lugia Rises. Got an 8.5. I got to check this channel, see if he was a cross grade. Lugia Rises. Scooby Buns. No, there's no information in here about a Lugia Rises. You know, here's my theory. I bet you this card did not pass the pre-grading by me. And then I said, you know what, send this in. And what we'll do is when it fails to grade 10, we'll just sell it as an 8 or a 9. See, that's what I do. I usually have like a B bag, and I'll pick stuff out of the B bag to grade anyways. Here's Trico. Look at that Trico. He's so cute. He got a 9. That's a bummer. He probably wasn't supposed to get a 9, the Trico. Here's a nice Giratina. What is this? This is nice. Ooh, 2022 V-Star Universe, Cynthia's Ambition. Here's Radiant Gardevoir, Pokemon Go Dragonite, Voltorb. Cool. Here's Blue Sky Stream, Galarian Slowking from Chilling Rain, and Chespin. There we go. We've seen all of them. You know, what really stood out to me is how hard it is to get 10s once again. Very difficult. And the pristine grade, 1 out of the whole submission. So 100 cards, 1 pristine. Notably, many of the cards I sent in were modern Japanese cards, and many of them did not qualify for the pristine. So even with the, you know, the higher print quality on the Japanese cards, I was still unable to get pristines. Another thing that's standing out about this submission, 2 cross grades, actually 3 of the cross grades I sent in from PSA all got upgraded, which means whenever you get cards back from any company, question the valuable cards that are worth playing around with, question them and consider crossing them to another company in general. I think that's true. But this was a 9, and this got bumped into a 10. Pretty neat. Wow. That's really cool. Who wants to pay a premium for basically an identical slab, but it has a tiny pristine? Well, somebody already has. Actually, I've sold all my pristine slabs. Actually, I might have one left. But the last one sold for 5 times the original price, and it sold the moment I priced it. Here's Ninetales. So it's already sleeved. So the this was previously a 9, now it's a 10. This was previously an 8, now it's a 9. So that's good news. Okay. Here's Tifa. So that is the end of the return. Wonder if Mike's side could make a video out of the return. Help people know what I got. Tammy, you got Bulbasaur and Tifa, 9 and 8. Tammy, if I were you, I might be tempted to crack this one and try it again with PSA and see what happens. Here it is. There you go. If you're not interested in doing that, I might be interested in buying it from you and taking the gamble myself just to see what happens. You know why, Tammy? It's because it's about experimentation. You know, it's actually about the experiment. Actually, I didn't scan that one. I want to see what they didn't like about it. So the Bulbasaur is uncomplicated. I'm sure there's something wrong with Bulbasaur. But this Final Fantasy card, I'm very curious about this. So let's get the zoom. And the Tifa was a gift from Alex. Nice. Okay, so the Tifa. What do they have to say about it? It says the centering is wrong on the front. It says it has a massive left to right 40-60. So in other words, it's saying it's very off-center. Huh. How did it determine that? It must have measured something on the front, like these 2 points or these 2 points. When I would measure Final Fantasy cards, I generally didn't measure the front. I measured these 2 points on the back. So that's why I measured. With it being so off-center, it makes me question, like, is it worth the retry? Because it's not like a borderline card. Might just turn into a PSA 9. All right. Okay. So let's get that music playing again. Let's jump up here. Can't sell a gift. I would start posting on eBay more to move the slabs. I can get them up if you get pictures. You have so many slabs now. The problem is, how do we get the 9s moved? That's the real question. I feel like here's an interesting thought. I feel like selling 9s one at a time on eBay is super inefficient, because for each 9 that sells, you have to like ship that individual. Oh, I'm having interruptions on YouTube. That sucks. Are we still connected? We're still here? Text looks shifted for sure. How the wife, Mister? Pray she okay. Hey, how's it going, Mr. Ivan? She has a lot of pain, but she has painkillers too, and she's just going through recovery. As long as she doesn't move, she says it doesn't hurt too much. So I was up hanging out with her, and we were I was cooking lunch and dinner and stuff like that, and we hung out and ate. Let me hit play on this. So we're going to be looking at the orders, and now we got lots more fresh slabs to price. We got a lot of slabs to price. Yeah, I wish there was a simple way to dump all the 9s. It's not that 9s don't sell either. They do sometimes sell, actually. Okay, maybe I should do like big bundles. I'll think about it. Okay. So, oh, you got a Discord message. Let me read the Discord message. Let's see. I can sell your 9s, says Ivan. It's an interesting idea. Let's see. Give me time to think about it, because yeah, give me time to think about it, because one idea is to have somebody else sell the 9s. Another idea could be somebody else buys the 9s off of me, which means I don't have to think about it anymore. Whereas if you do consignment for me, it is an interesting idea, consignment. I think if I was going to hire somebody to do consignment, I think it would be a little more interesting maybe to hire somebody who could go to card shows and liquidate them that way. I wonder if I could have like a card show guy and I just give him a ton of product. And the card shows have the advantage. They don't have to ship at all. The person is physically there, and there's no eBay fee. So that's really the best way to get rid of low margin cards. That's what 9s are. They're low margin cards. So there needs to be a system for eliminating 9s. And not just 9s, but like 8s and 7s too. Now, the other alternative, I thought about this. I bundle a whole bunch of them together and turn that into a big 9 break, which is interesting. Or we just give them away. We just give them away all day long. We just give our 9s away. All right, let's get to it, guys. Maybe if we had them at a very cheap price, people would know to come here to get their cheap 9s. So that's another option too. So maybe you just make them so cheap that people actually catch on and they're like, oh, TCC has really cheap 9s. Okay, so I've got a million emails here from eBay that I do not want. Jose Arredondo did send me a tip for $5 tip and a Mega Brave pack for you. Oh, you're too kind. Here, I tell you what, let's open that Mega Brave pack. And if it has too good of a pull in it, I'm actually going to give you the pull. Okay, so here's the rule. If the Mega Brave pack has a hit in it, you can have it. Let's see, where's the Mega Brave? That's Triplet Beat. Is Mega Brave in here? Okay, let's see. Is it this? Ah, there it is. Mega Brave, guys. I can't find a way to buy all your 9s. This way I can have a job. I see what you're saying. But it's also, I have to find a system that works in the most efficient way to sell them as well. And I've already got one option, Mr. Ivan. So one option is we have a gentleman here. Ah, look at that. You get a little Gatorade drink. So I'll keep this because I don't think this is a hit, okay? So we have one option already. We have a gentleman here who lists items on eBay for me, which he does it for about $1.50 per item. And I think that's actually one suitable way to get rid of the nines is to just have them all listed. Now, the downside to it is then we have to take the pictures of it, and we have to ship it as well. So we still provide the cost of the shipping supplies, the time and the labor for the shipping supplies, and we have to have it all suspended up in the air. So that's one problem with that system. Another system, we bundle a whole bunch of them together and get rid of them at once in a sort of like bulk deal. Another system, we let them age. We just actually have them hang around and sell real slow. And that's how I've been doing it, and it actually works. Nines sell. They just don't sell as fast. So I've been grading cards for a long time, and all the nines do eventually sell. Here's Kogas Ditto. I think we do have to start using our green marker too, by the way. See this card? This is a green marker. If you guys see a green marker, it's because it's cheap on purpose. This green marker, guys. Look out for that green marker. It means it's on sale. Can I send you all my single cards to triad them nines and under? To triad them. Oh, to trade. Ooh, I'm very open-minded to trades. Yes. Yes. eBay's too expensive for the seller. I refuse. Would rather sell out of a cardboard box at an intersection. Well, eBay takes a cut. You're right. And that means if you can find a different system to liquidate slabs, that's a good thing. All right, let's see. Let's see. Dallas Willis wants 3 Topps Galaxy Chrome. Galaxy Chrome, you say? All right. That's a big order, man. Here we are. Ugh. Thank you so much. Anyone having loading issues with the stream? Yeah, actually, I think somebody else mentioned they were having a little bit of issues. Try hitting refresh. We are. By the way, if you guys are having fun already, smash that like button for me. We always need that like button to go up. If we have 75 viewers, then my like goal is half of that. And by the way, the goal per stream is 100 viewers. So anytime we hit that 100 viewer goal, we're going to hand out a little miniature giveaway. And it'll be processed immediately. All you got to do is point out that we hit 100 people. Hey, look at this. No issues here. How old are those cards? How old are those cards? Could I ask you what you mean? Which cards? Because I can't go, chemo treatments are back as of tomorrow. I hate to hear that, man. I really hate to hear that. I hope they go well. And we are. As for selling the nines, right now it's just an idea. So I'm not ready to start shipping anything anywhere, okay? Right now it's just an idea. We are. All right. What do we got? These spaceships. Darth Vader. Here's Darth Maul and this girl. And Darth Maul, but it's numbered out of 150. Ooh. There we go. Looks like that Halo card could be 1,000. Looks like that Halo card could be 1,000. Very nice. $1,000? There we go. I don't know about $1,000. Maybe like 500. 1,000 for one card. That's too much. That's really expensive. I mean, they are kind of rare, but they're not that rare. But they are maybe hard to grade 10. Maybe that's what it is. Okay. Beautiful. Victory and death. Ugh, creepy. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Darth Maul card popping out of there. I like that a lot. Unfortunately, my eyeballs are so sharp, it immediately saw the print lines on the back. Print lines right here running through. Isn't that sad? So there you go, Mr. Dallas Willis. But I think that it's a very nice card anyways. And, man, maybe if we keep going, we pull one that can definitely grade 10. Dallas Willis. There we go. Okay. Thank you, says Mr. Stacked. Beautiful cards. All right, you guys know we were pricing up a lot of cards last night. So a lot of cards were coming up here. We've got Umbreon, we've got Riolu, and we've got Absol 10. So here's 3 10s. Really lovely cards. And let's go see what else is in the queue. So I know we've got more because we have an order from Isaac Thomas. Isaac Thomas, who says 1 McDonald's Dragon and 3 Prismatics. Do I have another McDonald's Dragon near me? I do not. Okay, 3 prismatics. 1, 2, and a 3. All right. I think YouTube itself is having issues. Let's see. Just looking on eBay. Thank you. Thank you. I want to open more SpongeBob, but it is so expensive. That is true. It is a pricey set to open. I will say this about it, though. When a set is that expensive, it often implies that there are chase cards in the set that make it worth it at that price. So it's kind of like, you know, only rich guys get to open it, but also rich guys get the benefit of potentially pulling something that makes it that price, you know? All right. Hey, that's Karis. Here we are. All right. Okay. Sleep. Didn't they put a chrome top SpongeBob set? Yeah, that's what he's referring to, top chrome SpongeBob. Here we are. And let's snip this. Ta-da! Very good. Throw this away. I say we get a little cell phone right here, and we put like a Discord sort of like party or whatever, right? Like a chat channel. And then people can join in and talk from the table. How interesting would that be? Okay, so here's your little sparkling crystal that I probably should not have sleeved because it's a sparkling crystal. Just totally pointless. Here's some hollows. And here is your Spritzy Noivern. Okay, nothing crazy coming out of the Prismatic. It's a nice try, though. Prismatic is a really good set to open. I rank it at... Oh, right, we were going to do something. We're going to rank what I thought are the top 5 sets to open right now. Here's the Dragon, McDonald's Dragon set. You get a little Rayquaza with it. Myra Dawn and Rayquaza. There it goes. There it goes. Now it's working. What enabled to chat screen was going in. Now YouTube must be having bugs. YouTube's having bugs, huh? That's for our friend Isaac. Thank you, Isaac. Now, Isaac, I think you had too many cards. Yeah, here we are. You got a little floating bag here, Isaac. So whenever you ship, you might want to warn me that I might need to look around. But I think I got it under control. Pretty relaxing to watch Pokemon cards. Yeah, we got new slabs, Karis. You want to see some slabs? Let's see. Let's get some new slabs. Let's get some Mamma Mia slabs up here. We are. Okay. Beautiful. They're all in these tag holders. And look how sharp and clean they are. Crazy clean. Okay. YouTube had 150,000 reports on Down Detector. Oh. So maybe we are lucky right now that our stream is up and running. There we go. And Slowpoke. So we got a fresh round. Don't you love the back of these old maid cards? They're cool. So here are 3 nice cards. I like these cards for their affordability. And you know, this is how I think about cards. You got to be careful because sometimes we have like a bias toward expensive cards. We go, oh, this card is desirable because it's expensive, right? But sometimes when a card is cheap, it just means that it's not expensive yet. One day it could be very expensive. Like this Gengar here, I would say has a good shot at that. Today he is cheap. Tomorrow, maybe not so cheap. Oop. Let's see. So, here's Gengar. PSA 10, 151. Gengar, Japanese. Put in the whole freaking name. We're going to sort by cheapest. So instead of getting the Master Ball version, this is just the regular holo version. Well, I searched for it, and it's returning like every single possible card from 151. Let me try cutting this, and then let's reset the app. Why would it do that? That's so stupid. I typed in Gengar. There it is. So there's Gengar. Now, if I sort by cheapest, what is it going to do to me? Is it going to give me all of the 151? All right, yeah, it is. All right, I don't like that at all. Let's remove 151, and let's put his precise number in, 094. 094 Gengar. Okay, now we want the cheapest one. It's really tricky. I'm not getting very good returns. Let me try getting rid of the word Japanese and then type in 094 again. Ah, there we go. I am not liking eBay. eBay, you have to try different keyword searches to try and get what you're looking for. It's not good. I don't like that one bit. Last sold on this card is... Well, I'm looking for it now. Okay, last sold 200. No, that's English. Oh, man, this is exhausting. Why is it so hard to find stuff on eBay these days? eBay's search system is like all screwed up. So there is one for sale on eBay for 90 bucks. So I guess we'll just copy that. Is that right? Let me just double check it. It's about 95 bucks actually. Okay, so about $95. Wow, beautiful card. I feel like I could slip this into the live customs right now. We're going to put this one for sale. Good. That's one of the nice things going on with these big returns is products like the live customs and the Poke Shuffles now have plenty of fuel, you know. I got plenty of slabs. So we're able to take some of the highest quality slabs we can find and place them into the live customs and the Poke Shuffles. They're getting Pimp My Ride. So this is tag team Rayquaza. Okay. And he is, oops. Boy, they're really pushing that live shop on eBay thing. So he is about $60. Cool. There are blanking Labubu cards. Good games. You knew they were going to do that. You know, that company made so much money. They're like, we got to get into playing cards right away. They are. I do, you know, so good for them. There's a lot of, actually, there's a lot of Topps card company, card sets for different companies, I mean to say. And some of them are fun, some of them not so fun. We are. Like, here's an example of one. Gary V. He's got a Topps Chrome set, right? Doesn't he? And so he's got his V friends, right? That's pretty cool. And so I think Topps is like this company that specializes in being able to bring your brand into a card set, whether it's a super well-established brand or whether it's more on the entrepreneurial side. And they just do a really great job. Topps Chrome is like a high-end product. It's a premium product. So I'm not surprised that now we've got a Labubu product for that. The question is, does it have longevity to it? And the same problems that I think are inherent to the Labubu franchise itself will be true for the Topps Chrome cards too. All right. Mister, that Slowpoke has to be mine. Good. Well, I've got two of them. So one of them can be yours. How does that sound? Here's a Slowpoke you probably never owned it before, and it's only $38. One day, that could be a $100 card. Not today, but one day. Okay, it's a good place to get started. Jeff Leon, 1 Prismatic, 2 Oshi Volume 2, 2 Magical Girls, 2 Sneaker Volume 2. All right. Cool. Hey, how's it going, Jeff? So you got a big snipe the other day, didn't you? Here's Oshinoko Volume 1. And here is this. Let me adjust all the packs in here. Ship them down. Shazam! I put an order in. Nice. Okay, so we got these 2 sneakers. Is Oshinoko Volume 1 even on the menu? I feel like it's not on the menu. By the way, we assembled a new jumbo pack break last night. If you guys want in, let's see. 2 Magical Girls. This is Azure Lane. I got a new sorting system for all the Weiss cards. It's so nice. It's incredibly nice. We should have done this years ago. I got this done when Karis's in-laws were over here. I was kind of hiding out in my card room working, and I came up with this excellent sorting system for all the cards. It's so clean. This room is so much more organized as a result. I mean, it's not like it wasn't organized before, but it just, the nature of it was very different. Like, we just stacked the boxes on top of each other for all the different sets. And this sort of worked. It was just sort of, you know, it's just sort of messy all the time. But now we put them into plastic baggies, and those baggies go into a long baggie holding box, and that box slides into the shelf, and it's just so clean. So smart looking. There we go. Okay. Ooh. I think it'll reduce double box openings, but maybe it won't. I don't know. Okay, so we're starting out with Sneaker Bunko. As you know, this is a set that has a chance for some very high-end sexy cards. What you might notice about this set is we actually have about 7 cases of it left. We have a ton of Sneaker Bunko Volume 2. Plenty to go around. So there's lots of good... Oh, yeah, there you go. Picking up a nice signature today, Mr. Jeff. So here is from the Magical Girl set, the pink-haired girl, which I don't know if she's a main character or not, but I assume she is because she's pink-haired. Yes. All right. Okay. Very nice. That's the whole reason to open these, by the way. Then after that, we've got one full art. Very good. She's just telling her secrets. Okay. Jeff's got the eyes. What do you think? SpongeBob will eventually go down? Because I want to open it. Yeah, so if you are interested in SpongeBob, I recommend just going ahead and opening some now. The reason for that is because the way Topps Chrome kind of works, and so maybe you're learning something here, the way it works, they only print it one time. It doesn't get multiple print runs. It gets one print and then it's done. See, Pokemon, the price of the packs can go up and down pretty dramatically because Pokemon can come out and print a lot more. Like Prismatic is actually going down in price all this time later, despite the fact that the graded slabs are going up in price, and that's because Pokemon's just reprinting it. Topps does not do reprints. They print it one time, one and done. So if it's a popular set and people just open a ton of it, the price actually shoots upwards. And so anytime you have a really popular Topps Chrome set, it's pretty safe to stack. Kind of like the Magic the Gathering collector booster boxes. Those are pretty safe to stack as well. Oh, very nice. Okay. Mister, you still going to move? We're still talking about it, thinking about it. If we do move, which we probably will, see, it's sort of like a probably. If we do move, it's going to be probably to Nevada or Tennessee. Those are the 2 places we're really looking at. Florida is still an option. Yeah, a couple places are still an option. We really, really do like probably the Carson Valley area of Nevada. But then again, you know, I've really thought about maybe just moving to wherever the most card shows are hosted, which is a different strategy. I told Karis, I was like, man, if I just lived next to the card shows, I could just withdraw cash from my main business account and haggle around for some high-end slabs all the time and probably get a better deal because we're avoiding eBay and we're selling in person in cash. And I also said, you know, if we lived next to a place where they host constant card shows, we could open up our own booth and hire somebody to operate that booth. So we're really tempted to maybe just choose the place that is most optimal to help run a card shop. All right, so we have that ability to move to a place like that. That could be Las Vegas. That could be Orlando, Florida, perhaps. I don't know. Maybe they're very card friendly over there. I think they are. That could be, I don't know if it would be Knoxville, Tennessee. Here's Robert Tumman, one spot in the Mega Gengar sublist. Gandor. He said Gendor. It is, that's the Mega sublist for, yes, for Gengar. Oh, here we are. Kensington, Philadelphia. Gengar continues to move on his own. He is insanely popular. He is halfway done as well. Did you guys see this? Where'd he go? This is the most popular break on the table, despite being the heaviest, most expensive break. One holographic vintage Gengar. People really badly want it. I don't blame them. What's the longest time you had to wait for eBay to authenticate a slab you bought? Yeah, I think I've had to wait over a month before. Over a month. It gets pretty backed up is what I'm guessing. So we also have this order from our friend, Mr. CS Man. He'll take the beautiful Slowpoke. So here he is. I had 2 of them. So we'll leave the other one priced up. And now you get this one. You go, CS Man. Okay. Mister, who got spot 4 on the Gengar? Somebody got spot 4? Is that what you just said? Oh, who pulled it? It was Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. Team Rocket Grunt. He had bought out like half the list. And yes, he ended up pulling it. So we got 4 people in here now. And we're working on spot number 5. Ooh, scary. He's really moving. Here's this. Here's this. So here's a 9. This is Rocket's Mission. And this is an example of like a 9 where I feel like he needs to be liquidated in some hyper efficient manner, some really efficient manner. Maybe a way that's, gets off of eBay or something, like avoids eBay, avoids individual shipping. He needs to be sold to like a big mystery slab seller who needs lots of cheap slabs, or to like somebody who has a card shop at a card show where tons of people come by and they just gobble up 9s all day long. Something like that. There we go. Okay. I don't know what the best purpose of a 9 will be in the future. Here's a 9. By the way, they're both exceedingly cheap compared to what the 10s would be. They're very cheap, both of them. They're already very cheap. I just noticed my Kieran PSA 10 is my very first PSA slab. Maybe one day he is worth more. I hope so. Yeah, I hope so. I think he will. Kieran's a boy, right? Here's, we already did that. We already did that CS Mint order. All right, so now we moved on to our friend, Mr. Brett. Thanks, Brett. Brett has a big order. He wants 1 Top SpongeBob, 4 Live Customs, 1 Magic Final Fantasy. Ooh, I like that. 124 Topps Galaxy Chrome. Okay, so the Star Wars Galaxy Chrome. 1 Destiny Rivals. Oh, a booster bundle of the Destiny Rivals. Is that right? Okay, I like this order. This is a fun order. Let's start with those Live Customs. Maybe you get lucky in there. We got a win. 2, 3. 4. Very nice. So let's see what's coming out of these Live Customs real fast. Ready? The tail end of the race. Nice. Tail end of the race. I know that one. Let's see. That's going to be in here. Oh, it's rainbow. Looks like we had it for $100 as a gym break, but I decided to just pop it up into the Live Customs. So it's a rainbow holographic of a Charizard, in fact. Yes. Really pretty. Okay. I think with 9, when it's a popular Pokemon, it always sails like Pikachu or Charizard. I've sold 8s and 7s that have popular Pokemon too. But like a Carvana 9, that's basically like a junk slab, right? It was really relying on getting a 10 to have any value. Same with this Rocket's Mission. Like as a 9, who's going to want this as a 9? Nobody. As a 10, it makes sense because somebody's going to put together a complete 10 collection and they want it for that. But yeah, that's really hard to sell, I think. Here you go, Brett. Good. Okay. Tossing this over here. Now you need a Topps SpongeBob. Topps SpongeBob it is. Just grab it. Yep. And you need a Final Fantasy and a Topps Galaxy Chrome Star Wars. He's doing a little Topps Chrome set. Now the Final Fantasy I think is behind me, but do I need a new box of it? No. Look at this, guys. Oh. And 1 Destiny Rivals, and I think that's a booster bundle of it. So I don't have it with me. Let me go grab one out of the other room. I don't think Alexis came in. Oh, here's those tag sleeves, huh? So we got these free sleeves from Tag. Pretty neat. So they tossed that in maybe like a gift. All right. Check this out, guys. Oops. Got some new slabs in too. Oh, this one's falling apart. But look, Team Rocket Mewtwo. Cool. Bought this from somebody and he kind of rushed over and said, hey, that was for me. And he's like, I know who you are. Somebody who'd been in our group. Here's this Ancient Mew. Huh, weird. Well, what's the point of this? Look, they put it in a sleeve where the card just slides right out. It doesn't make any sense. Void if damaged? Like, bro. That's kind of stupid, isn't it? All right. Graded quite some time ago. Well, it looks real. Ancient Mew would look good in a tag slab. And here we are picking up a Staff Frostlass. You know, I picked this up before Mega Frostlass was revealed. So that's cool. Mega Frostlass. It's cool. Let's try out one of these new tag sleeves that they gave to me for free. Companies are all, nah. And they called this a premium sleeve, but look, it's just a standard sleeve. That is not quite as premium. Okay, so we'll just put that over there. Let me show you a premium sleeve. These are premium sleeve. Yeah, your fingers look the same color. Look, see? Your finger, now that's two of them too, by the way. So here's one of them. Your finger looks the same color when it passes through. It's like an invisible sleeve. Now this is what we just got from Tag. So this is for Tag to work on. They need to do better. Look, your hand gets a little smoky colored when you pass through, right? You don't want the smoky color. It hides the vibrance, the beautiful coloration of the slab gets hidden. All right. I've thought of selling these to you guys, the premium ones. Picture, please, for the slab I picked up. Oh, yes, we got to get your picture. Okay, give me a second. Let me just put this Mew away. Okay. I should have bought this when it was $1,200. Now it's like $2,000. I'm an idiot. Okay, give me a second, guys. He does need to have a picture of his card, as per our agreement. Mr. Dennis placed an order in chat. Dennis the Menace. Can I get 2 packs of Chinese 151 Journey? I have store credit. Open one, keep one sealed. 151 Journey. Yeah, but first let me do this real fast. So we're going to go over here to CS Man. Here it is. Okay, 1 Slowpoke. Click. Okay. Now back to Mr. Brett. What are we missing? The Destined Rivals, right? We brought in some Destined Rivals. Look at these Destined Rivals. Beautiful. I'll put these booster bundles to the side. And let's place this to the side as well. Let's start with these Topps Chrome pricey packs. How far is the Battle Styles box break? That one hasn't even begun. Yeah, that one. Yeah. You're talking about this guy. It's a 1 in 11 Sword and Shield Battle Styles. Sad that it didn't start. I guess people don't like Battle Styles, or to be honest, there's probably too much pulling everyone's attention different directions. I mean, there's so many things to get into right now. How do you choose, you know? But Battle Style is a lot of fun. We'll keep it sealed by default unless you want to open it. And if you open it and get the right pull, you you could pull Alt-Art Empoleon or Alt-Art Tyranitar out of there. Ooh, Mandalorian. The Dead Helmet guys. This looks like Naboo. Not numbered. The Ladies of Star Wars. Also not numbered. All right. The ladies. I passed the 20 slab limit or whatever on my private channel. Do you want me to add 20 cents or whatever each time I get a slab? Oh, is that what the agreement was? Was the agreement was for like 20 pictures? Maybe that was my concept to kind of slow it down. I'm a goofy goober. Now, don't worry about it for now. I'll think about it later. The Invisible Boatmobile. You know how it should work, CS Men? The way it should work is you get as many pictures as you want for 1 year, but after the year is up, you got to repurchase the channel. Spongetron. The Bikini Bottom Triangle. So that's an orange bordered card. And here's a robot, Mr. Krabs. Karis and I actually watched some SpongeBob just a day ago. We are. It's really good. It's very entertaining in a sort of turn your brain off kind of way. So that's out of 25. That's not bad at all, huh? Okay. Mr. Bill Burr fan confirms. Did I say something that reminded you of Bill Burr? What did I say? I don't even remember. Let's grab this. I've watched Bill Burr. He's okay. He's okay when he doesn't get too stinky on his politics. He like keeps changing sides, I suppose. Here we go. And you said ladies. That wasn't a Bill Burr reference. It might have sounded like him, but I wasn't thinking about something he said. So here's heroes. Ooh. Oh, that's not bad. Holographic Aerith. It's not too bad. Search for the Frozen Esper. Ultima. Zodiac Umbro God. Summoning Materia. Arden the Usurper. Island. Ooh, okay. Overall, this pack, probably not the best pack, but let's see what else could be in here. We've got Summon Esper, Titus, Blitzball, Gladiolus, Magitech Armor, Cargo Ship, Dwarven Castle Guard, Shinra Reinforcement, You Are Not Alone, and Island. Okay. Overall, my thoughts on this pack, Mr. Brett, kind of a cold pack. Bound to be some cold ones. Aerith is not bad, but we didn't see, like, you know, one of those higher rarity hollows in there. And I feel like the bonus cards, the supporting cards, weren't too crazy either. Okay. These are really expensive, by the way, guys. The Final Fantasy boosters are pricey. They are. Okay. Who bought the SpongeBob? Can I buy that card off you? We are. Okay. Mr. Brett. Brett with the B. And you're going to go into the Brett bag. Mr. Brett, I feel like we should have done this thing for you. If only I'd known you were going to be such a big customer. We should have done this thing for you where I created like a hits only bag. And each time you open, I contribute to the hits only bag. Should have done that from the start. Okay. Here we are. It's called a pre-grade, and he does it per card. It's like $3. If I send the $30 for the tag grading service, is there an extra fee to have you choose which card you think would be best to send out of the bag? I ought to have a service where, like, not only do I search for your best cards, but I check them all for 10s too. Wouldn't that be interesting? What if we had a service where it was called Find a 10 or something like that? Find a 10. That's, you know, it's an interesting thought. Right now, the way it works is it's $3 per card. Thank you so much. Oh, we're not done. We got to get your Destined Rivals, duh. All right, now, if you're lucky, Mr. Brett, if you're lucky, you pull one of these right here, right now, one of these Team Rocket's Mewtwo's. That's the top pull right now. And a lot of people felt like that Mewtwo wasn't that good for this set, the Destined Rivals set, but I didn't feel like it was that bad. You just had to get used to it. And we can already see the demand for it, like, skyrocketing. Per bag. I love that, says Christian S. Yeah, imagine I just evaluated all your cards, and I kept looking for a 10 until I found one. And then it stops when you find one or something. I don't know. There we go. That could be really slow for, like, really big customers. That could take a really long time. Ready? Snip number 1. Snip number 2. And snip number 3. Oh, yeah. We gotta get these rotating because we just got some junky cards showing off here. So here's an Ariados 9 for 20 bucks. Here's a Piplup 9 for 35 bucks. Here's a Magikarp 8 for 80 bucks. Lots of 8s, lots of 9s. What do we got here? We've got Torchic, Crobat. Oops. Come on there, Crobat. Isn't that kind of similar to the $100 pre-grade? The $100 pre-grade is more valuable, I'd say. Like, what I'm doing with the $100 pre-grade, we look at every single card, no matter, you know, like, there's no stopping point. We just look at every card. And we actually carefully write out the evaluation, too. Here's Clam Pearl. Look at that clam pearl. Okay, here's Dwebble, Flaffy, Roserade. And here's Breloom, Team Rockets, Moltres. Pretty cool. It's too bad the Clam Pearl, that's an AR, but it's like one of the least popular ARs in the set. Morpeko, Zamazenta, and a lovely Tyranitar. You know, Mr. Brett, I feel like the Tyranitars are actually hits. The hollow Tyranitars. They're at that level. They're really nice. I saw in Discord you have a Tag 10 Shuckle from Black Vault. Is that still for sale? It sure is. It should be. I don't think anyone bought Shuckle yet, so I think he's still available. If you pay for him, we'll go hunt him down right now. Okay, Mr. Brett. Thank you, Brett. Sending for it now, says Christian S. Sounds good. Black Bolt Shuckle. We have Mr. Mark for the Carvana Tag 9 slab, and please give it to Mr. Ivan. Oh, that's too kind. You're going to give him this Carvana. I'll give him a free one, too, for fun. I'm going to give him this Rockets mission for fun. So, you give him one, I'll give him one. Is he still watching? You still watching, Mr. Ivan? Okay. To Ivan Rodriguez from Mark Valerian. And I'll just match you a little bit. Ivan's sick and we would like him to get better and put up a real big fight. Oh. Tell you what, we'll say Mark Valerian and TCC. All right. Great fun. Might swing back in here in a few. Sounds good, man. Really appreciate it. Thanks for opening those packs. I would have loved to have seen you pull a Mewtwo. That'd have been a little more fun. Maybe next time. That one T-Rex Pokemon gets no love. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about. That guy is so goofy looking. Why does that... so I'm going to tell Mr. Ivan he got some free ones. All right. Now, I'm going to jump over here. We're going to head into the... Where is it? The All Slabs October channel. We're looking for Shuckle. Where's Shuckle? Okay, he's further up. We're going to say Shuckle sold. Okay. And now we got to go find him. So hopefully we find him fast. Great chance to see some of the cards that have been priced up. Somebody was asking if I had a link, and there it is. There's a nice link. $40 for that link. $40 for PSA 10 link. That's pretty good. 151 surprise going off soon. Yeah. The 151 surprise set is going off. Actually, didn't somebody say they wanted a surprise? Or that was a journey, right? Is Dennis still here? You still here, Dennis? Okay. 151 surprise goes off on the 19th. That's in 4 days. It's real soon. Here's that nice Mickey Mouse card. Dennis, you wanted 151 journey, right? One open, one sealed. Oh, dear God. It's going to take us a while to find this, isn't it? we're at that point already where the box is so full of slabs that it's going to be hard to find stuff. Oh, but there it is. We got lucky. All right, we got lucky. We found him fast. Imagine none of us getting Gengar. Yeah, that could happen. I don't think the Gengar probably gets pulled once per case. I doubt it would be that common, but it could be that common. Whoever pulls it's going to be mighty enviable. I'm disappointed it didn't sell through as a case break. I think that people didn't want to wait that long. And so I know not to host that anymore. Or maybe to just try again in the future. But I thought it would be a fun idea because, you know, once the Gengar is pulled, it's not as fun of a case. And so I thought, hey, here's an idea that people might like. Get a protected chance to go after the Gengar. And people probably just went, meh. That's okay. Okay, let's see. So that's Christian S. Here you go, Christian S. Okay, so that's what the back of your card looks like, and that's what it has to say when we print your label, or else Alexis won't find it. There it goes. All right. Now, also, Dennis Manieri, right? I think if you set a time limit, it will do better. Yeah, that's actually a fair point too. I think that people hate the idea. That's a very fair point. I notice everyone always rushes into a break near the end, you know? Okay, let's see. Dennis said he should have some store credit. Let's start looking now. Here it is. Dennis Manieri. It's important for me to remove it or else you'll still have it and I won't remember that you spent it. I'm very bad with that. There it is. Journey together. Where were we storing Journey before we moved everything? Probably in here. Bet you it's in here. Oops. Pick that back up. So, but it's not in here. Where would I put something like Journey together? That's a Chinese set, not a Japanese set. Still looking. There's Mega Symphonia. You'd think I would have kept that with the Mega Brave. It's like in here? Is it like a weird spot? I'm trying to find out where I put it. Maybe we finished off the current box of it? Maybe it's behind me. Hold on. I'm trying to find out what we did with it because I cleaned up this area really well. But I moved a lot of stuff around as a result. Let me get a fresh box. Okay, I'll get a fresh box so we don't waste too much time. All right, we'll just mix these in with the Japanese bags, meaning the holding boxes that store the bags. Oh. Okay. Good. Okay, so that's 2 for you, Mr. Dennis. Tossing that away. All right, so we'll just store this in a baggie. 2 boxes worth of it. Ow. Ba-doop. Thank you, says Christian S. No problem, man. Thanks for buying that. Let your friends know that I got lots and lots of slabs coming back from tag and that it's always going to be that way now. And I'm, of course, still going to get cards from PSA as well. So we got PSA submissions coming in. We got tag submissions coming in. We're going to have a lot of stuff over time. What do you think about simplified Chinese cards? I think they're pretty cool. Ooh, a Quest Stickers card just sold for $215. Nice. Those Quest Stickers cards. So you got a little Machamp Hollow out of there. Oof. That's for you, Mr. Dennis. Here we are. Dennis Manieri. Got this bonus little pack. Discords, Mr. Brett. Okay, let me take a look at the scored real fast. Thanks, mister. No problem, man. Will you take 800 to open a 151 live? A 151. Now, what are you referring to? What are you referring to? Are you referring to the premium collection? Let me take a quick look. That's Japanese. Oh, you mean the UPC? Is that what you're referring to? Let me look at the price of the UPC collection today. Well, let me verify exactly what you want. All right, so let me jump back in here. Okay, so you did mean the 151. So let me get an idea of what they're going for now. Okay, let's see. $151. I would probably not accept that offer. Let me take a quick look at this. Calculator. Okay. So just give me a minute. Oops. Okay. All right. So let me think about this for a little while. Why don't I make a counter offer for you? Because I actually was going to go in and lower the margin on some of those big items, because that is actually what AI advised me to do. It said when an item gets more expensive to ask for a lower cut. So I can see it's sitting at 950 and you're offering 800 and I would like to offer 850. How does that sound? It's tricky because I have to find a new formula basically for these items. And there's all kinds of pieces to this formula. Like, part of it has to assume that every transaction is not perfect. Eventually, I will run into chargeback or some kind of shipment scam or something like that from the person supplying it to me. So part of it has to assume that's part of my cost losses are, and then part of it is going to be the fees for operating, these payment platforms like Venmo actually charges a fee. Yeah, that's interesting. If everyone did ZELLE, I could easily lower the price of everything by like 3% if everyone did ZELLE all the time. But actually, the majority of the orders come through PayPal, and but Venmo and CASHAPP also do fees as well. Um, but yeah, so I can counter offer if you're interested in that. I wonder if I could have a price system for like all of the items on the menu where it's priced immediately, like on the spot. Like, notice how Shining Legends and Red Blue Charizard box are asked for price. Isn't that interesting? Let's see. Let me ask AI a question. Wait, do I have it open? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Dude. Okay, I'm gonna ask AI a question. Thanks for being honest. No problem, man. Did you see the mega sale of a case of Team Up sold for 59,000? Oh my god, I can't believe I did not purchase a case of that product when I had a chance. I've got one box of Team Up. I'm such a loser. All I needed to do back in the day was have 2 cases of Team Up, and I'd have 100,000, 120,000 of Team Up today. Man, really makes you sad. Okay, I'm gonna ask AI a question. All right, so I just asked AI about this. I want to know what AI's advice on it is. Well, actually, AI 's saying I should offer you 820 for it. All right. So I'm going to make you an offer of what did I just say? It is 820, right? I asked it to give me a let's say like a margin on the markup that is like a standard um sort of like a market practice. AI advised I for 820 as a standard market pricing for an item. Okay, and let me take a look at that real fast. How do I okay. This is he said you say 850 and now it's 820. I agree with that. Now I need to get Venmo to cooperate. Oh yeah. Freaking Venmo, man. Okay, cool. So this is really interesting because it gives me a new target goal for pricing all of those items. So I'm actually going to go back into our eBay and I'm going to mark that item from 950 to 820, which is a huge difference. And it's very tricky because, the price of those products really change over time. They change rapidly. So it's very tricky because if I don't stay on top of it, I could quickly become underpriced. And maybe that's what I'm most scared of, Mr. Brett. So, like, if you and I had waited another month to, let's say, sell that item, and a month later, the price of the item on eBay might have been much higher. So, what we kind of see in that reasoning, we see that my pricing system is not very on demand. It's just not. It's designed with the assumption that it's going to move up dramatically over time. That's the assumption. And so, yeah, like in a month, I may still not be checking the price too much. And you buy it at 950, and maybe the product now costs like, at that point, like maybe it costs 800 by that point. And that's not a very good system because it punishes you for buying it right after the price change. That's why that system is bad. It protects me from big market upswings, but for the customer, it punishes you for buying the item right after it changes in price, right after I do my price update. And so, it reveals I have a weakness where I don't want to constantly update the menu. I've got too many items on the menu, and I don't have time to check every single item every single week. I don't update some items for months, and then a couple months pass, and then all of a sudden my price is cheaper than eBay, and I run into that a lot. And but it shows a weakness. I need to have on-demand pricing. That's what I need, and I don't know how to accomplish that. Maybe I can hire somebody to help me with that. I don't know if they could, but yeah, I need on-demand pricing so I can offer a sharper, like lower margin, and not worry about my prices becoming wrong. You can use your Sundays to check the prices on your items. True, but AI wants me to use the Sundays to work on making improvements to the channel. So I'm supposed to do like CEO boss stuff, not just like the nitty gritty details of the job at that on those days. All right, so Mr. Brett, did you want to save that for tonight? It is 7:26. Technically, I'm supposed to hop off, but I know I started real late. How long have we been streaming? 90 minutes. Let's see. Those are improvements. Good prices are improvements. I agree, Steven. Here we are. Ugh. Yeah, so I have a system that just assumes that I won't check on this price in a long time again, and then my prices will become out of date, right? And so that's a bad system because on the day that I change the price, that is the day it's most overpriced. And as time goes by, my price starts to look good again, assuming that the product moves up in price, which a lot of them do. Not all of them do. Some of them do, some of them don't. But so as the time goes by, the product goes up in price on eBay, and then my price starts to look good again. It goes, oh, TCC's price is pretty good. Yeah, I hear that. Sometimes people come in and they say, you got a good price. I go, do I? And so it's all kind of in flux that way. But it's really sort of hinging on the fact that I don't have time to check all my prices of all 500 SKUs, all week long. I just don't. And I really ought to design a system where I'm aware when a product goes up in price a lot on eBay, but I'm also not asking for too much on the margins. So like lower margins, but I'm instantly aware when my price is too low. That would be a better system, right? Because then I can ask for a lower, I can ask for a lower margin from you guys, so you guys are happy you're getting a better price. And if a product suddenly jumps up in popularity and explodes in price without me immediately noticing, something warns me, hey, your price is too low now. You know what I mean? That would be perfect. That would be an improvement overall. I would do it. A 1 week report. I'll do it to a week. Yeah, I think probably a 1 week report would be pretty good. Actually, for some product, that would be too many checks. Like you don't need to check every product once a week. Certain products you do need to check because they're so hot that you don't know if you'll be able to restock them at the same price all of a sudden. And that's what it's all about. It's those products. You don't know what's going to happen in like a month. Some rich guy could come buy out the market on them. And it really does happen. And so you're just trying to keep up with that. And so, especially on products that you feel are about to get gobbled up, you get kind of greedy yourself. You start to hoard it. You start to say, well, I don't really want to sell this because this is about to shoot upward. And so you get this feeling like, why is this even on the menu? That's what you get, a feeling like that. It's bad. It's not a good feeling. You're the rich guy, says Tyler Hardister. I'm sorry. I apologize, Tyler. What I mean to say, please, everyone come take my Pokemons. No, you're right, though. I think what I mean to say, though, is that I'm aware that there's guys out there who have plenty of money who can just wipe out a market. And I don't have that much operating cash that I'm going to go do that. But other guys do. Other guys might have a lot of operating cash, and they might decide, you know what? This is the tipping point for this set. Time to buy it out overnight. And I have witnessed that. I've witnessed that a lot. And so sometimes I'm just waiting for that to happen. And not wanting to lose too much of the product before it happens. Here we go. This Charizard's really affordable, man. This guy's really cheap. Where's the OG audience? Cheese of Von Doom and all them. Von Doom, he stopped a long time ago. Von Doom, he stopped collecting a while back. That's why he sold me that. I saw your comment, by the way, on the Dragonite. So you said you were there during the poll. Let me show you guys. Here it is. So Von Doom, he actually sold this to me because he was kind of getting out of card collecting, which I think he shouldn't have. I think he should have probably, if I was him, I'd have kept it. This was a really special pull, and I would have kept it if I was him. Oh, that's gone. See, that's what I'm saying. This is kind of underpriced. Was this a Korean price? Hold on. This wasn't a Korean one, was it? Was this the Japanese version properly? Yeah, it's Japanese. It's just really affordable. That's so nice. Well, congratulations on this. It's a real good card. The other guy, Cheese and I were arguing over some things, and so I had to tell him that he couldn't be moderator anymore, and so Cheese is not around anymore. We are. It was like 21 or 22. No, Zard. He's already gone. PSA 9 Clefairy Classic. Okay, Clefairy Classic. Ready? The Japanese Clefairy Classic is $40. Cheese melted. Yeah, here we are. All right. There we go. LMAO, I could see that. Okay. And then here's this cool Salamence. He's actually from 2021 Blue Sky Streams. It's an older card. Cheese I miss. Cheese was, he was a very emotional guy, I think. And so maybe it was nice, I think, when he would hang out and be really real. Sometimes I didn't, so, there was a variety of things going on that I did not like. One of the things he was doing that was really inappropriate was he would say things or do things that were just too sexual. Like, I'm usually pretty loose with that stuff myself, and he would just go too far. Just period. It's just too far. You can't go that far with it. And he would, like posting perhaps like images that had just it just went too far. And I would complain about it, and I'd complain to the moderators, and I'd say we can't do this. We can't allow it in the stream. We can't allow it in the chat. And I don't know if he knew it, but I was kind of telling him that. I'm like, you're the offender. You're the one doing it. And I don't think he always understood that. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But then there was some other stuff too. There was a really hateful group in our Discord group, and they were really negative and really nasty. And I kept dropping these warnings. I said, I'm gonna make every single one of you disappear. I was warning the group, this can't be the way it is. I'll nuke the whole server. And the problem is he was in that group. And not only that, but he kind of he liked them. He liked them. So there was a really nasty negative tone coming from a couple guys. And I kept warning, I'm going to kick them all out. It's got to change or I'm going to kick them all out. So there's this sexual element to it that was just not right. It was very uncomfortable. And then also this sort of like super toxic negative element to it. And he was a large part of the negative element along with them. And so what I did was I actually finally did the thing I said. I kept telling him I was going to do it. I finally kicked them all out. And then he came and he's like, well, I don't agree with your decision. I don't like this decision. What did he exactly say? I think he said something like, well, I'm not going to moderate for you. I disagree with your decision. I said, all right, well, then you got to go. I was like, you're going with them. Here we go. Here's the Clefairy. So I was very dead serious about it. We weren't going to entertain having just a super toxic group in our Discord. And so the Discord got nuked for a while. We nuked a whole bunch of gross people out of there. People that were really, they were really nasty. It was like 4chan, but like just the most negative aspects. And I didn't like it at all. And that's not the purpose of the Discord. Wasn't to become a meetup place for guys who were just being nasty and toxic. And and he was defending them. And I was like, you're on the wrong team. You got to be on this team. I got to be able to trust you. You got to be on our team. And, I talked to him about that for a while. And ultimately, we couldn't agree on it. So I was like, all right, well, you're out. I'm sorry for the nastiness, but I appreciate the update. Yeah, and all he had to do, honestly, was apologize too. You could be like, you know what? I see your point of view. This is your Discord. This is your YouTube channel. Why don't we just be nice? But he didn't want to do that either. So, it's in part it's his choice to not be here. So it's not just me going, you got to go. He also doesn't want to be here, and that's just kind of the nature of it. That's how it goes. It's not a big deal. I think that just that's part of life. That's just a part of life. Here's Old Maid Mew. All right. To be honest, when he went, this is completely honest. When he went, I kind of went, because it was stressful, dude. It was so stressful having this guy in the Discord server who, along with these other guys, were just being super toxic and negative types. And they were like, you would get normal people in the Discord. It would just scare other people away. They were like bullies, but like worse. They were like really toxic. And he was amongst them, kind of feeding into it, kind of making it seem normal, like we accept it, like we're cool with it. And I was not cool with it ever. I never liked it. I hated it. And I kept warning I was going to nuke the whole Discord server. I said, I'll nuke it. I'll make sure no one can talk. I'll delete all the guys who are causing this. And then they would murmur and they'd get quiet, but then they'd be like, quietly talking shit on me. Like, I wouldn't know. Like, you don't think I have eyes in the server? Of course I know. There's not one thing you can say in that server that doesn't eventually make its way back to me. That's how it really works in a social group. Somebody takes a screenshot, And so, they were just real nasty, and it was going to happen. But they just never slowed down. And these things happen, you get a little, I described it as I got my own hate group in my own Discord. It's like, that's not going to last. How long is that going to last? You're not going to create a Discord server to host a hate group on yourself, So, and Cheese was in that group, kind of becoming friends with those particular kinds of guys, being real close with them, and not discouraging them and saying, hey guys, we don't want to be this kind of group where it's just sort of the founding stone of the group is the real nasty guys who come in every single day and do nothing but talk shit on each other and talk shit on others and bully new people. He should have been in there saying, look, guys, we're going to be more of a positive group. We're here for chill vibes. We're here to relax. We're here for giveaways. We're here to share the passion of the hobby with each other. And we're just here to be normal. Just normal. We just be normal people, really normal, you know? But instead you get like these weird sexual tension and just like posting really gross things. And it's like, oh my God, dude. It's fun for a little while until it's not. And then you're just like, I got to get away from this. It's like breathing thick air or something, like dirty air. I can't describe it. If somebody's feeling very sad or toxic or defeated or egotistical or aggressive or whatever it is deep down inside, and you're stuck in the room with them, that mood kind of comes off onto you, and it's just like, I don't want to feel this way. I want to feel good. I just want to feel nice. And that's how I would like it to be. I just like it to be nice in here. And there's still room for expression. There's still room maybe for a little negativity here and there, or, like a little bit of bullying or just, because roughhousing or whatever you want to call it. But there's a point where it's like, that's the tone and that's the culture and that's the only way it feels. And you're just like, nah, I'd rather nuke the server than have this be, because you can scare everyone away. Once you have a couple core members who show up every single day who are super toxic, you can scare all the normal people away that way. Organizations, when you get really high quality people into one group, they start pulling all the other high quality people into the same group. So you want that sort of atmosphere where you're pulling really happy, nice people together, or just people who they have a tone that makes you feel, welcome. Welcome's probably the right tone is what I'm talking about. Like a good welcoming feeling. You want a welcoming feeling. I know what I'm looking for because a long time ago, I knew a group like that. It was the homeschool group of St. Louis, where, and they're a bit of an extreme example, but they were like the Amish. You would go and hang out with them, and they just had this kind of wholesome feeling to them. And I'm not looking exactly for that, but I know it's like on a scale, right? You can head in that direction, or you can head in the opposite direction where it feels like everyone's doing drugs and hating each other. And it's like, I don't want that feeling. The opposite feeling was a nasty feeling. So, you can kind of tell what direction the tone is going. And as a moderator, a big part of your job is to make sure it doesn't go the wrong direction. That's a big part of the job. There it is. All right. Not to support it going in the wrong direction. That would be a bad thing. Hope it blows up, bro. Sorry for bringing up bad memories. Not a big deal. Yeah, if it really bothered me, I just wouldn't talk about it too much. Mister, please check Discord. Mister, did you see data miners managed to leak Game Freak's files that listed the next Legends game takes place in Galar and that Gen 10 is called Wind and Waves? I did hear about that. Yes, I did, Mr. Jack. Yeah, I just changed my name and I have a game store now in Canada, but I still come back to this stream to watch Mr. OG Vibes. What? What was your name in the past? Cheese hung out in a lot of other streams that talk a ton of smack, to be honest. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. And his behaviors, by the way, they echoed a bad moderator I had from the TheCardconomist. They were almost identical. He did the exact same moves as the other guy. Basically, it works like this. Within your own group, you get kind of like a hater group, like a subculture group that counters anything that the main channel says, and they're within your own group. And then one of the moderators decides, hey, I can get attention and approval by also agreeing with them. And it's like, so we had a guy exactly like that in the TheCardconomist, and he spun up a group, very loyal. Hey, we're all in on this. Hey. And it was a huge mistake to allow that to grow in the first channel. And the second channel, I stomped it out. It's gone. So, and I'll stomp it again. I watch for it now. I know what it is. I know what it tastes like. I know what it feels like. So I'm ready for the stomping. One guy came in trash talking about prices, etc. So I bought him a slab. Then he changed his tune. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Hey, what's up, rookie? I was here in 2021. I don't remember cheese. If you don't have haters, you're doing something wrong. Well, I'm sure I have haters. And I'm always open to feedback, and I'm open to some criticism. You can roast me every now and then, especially if you want to come help me gain perspective. So come in, feel free to roast me. I like being roasted. If my moderators would privately roast me to help me understand myself better, that's a good thing. But if you get like this presence and they truly don't like you and they just stay in there and they're like, they're like gum on the bottom of your shoe or something, they're just stuck to you and they're just really toxic. There's this point where it's like, oh my God, I don't even want to come into my own Discord server. You know what I mean? So, you got to, and you can't tolerate it just because you're trying to build a channel. You can't tolerate that stuff. You have to let it go. You have to say, all right, you guys can go subscribe to somebody else and help them build their channel, but you got to get out of here. Hey, what's up, Miss Sarah? I watched a few of the Monster Hunter streams. Nice, dude. I was here at the start when we do the spinning lotto machine and played Monster Hunter still. That's a long time ago, Mr. Castle. That was a really long time ago. And so now you sell cards too. That's really cool, man. Mister, have you seen Coop's collection? I don't think I have. I don't think I've seen that. Mister, go on, boot me out. I'm not gonna boot you out. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, he says I'm a bully. You're funny. So let me just check this real fast. We have an Oscar Resendez order for this Charizard. Where'd that Charizard go? Now, I don't want to encourage you guys to place any more orders. It's really late. I don't think Alexis came in today. Okay. Gives cards away to a bunch of kids. Oh, that's nice. Maybe that's what we should do with our dimes. We should start sending them to kids for free. Okay. We've also got this Luke Charlton order. Let's see if we can do that one fast, maybe. Mega Inferno 6. Do we have 6 of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, Mega Inferno 6. Mega Symphonia 6. Oh, here it is. Can you speak on the future Pokemon in the upcoming years, including games and TCG? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow. Pokemon's a kid's game. It's doing well. I feel like it only has room to grow. I mean, there's so much love for it already. What could possibly go wrong? They have a good thing set up, and it's going to be a cash cow for them for a long time. Crown Zenith ×2. Oh, no. Where do I keep the Crown Zenith? Is it over here? Oh, wait. This is Stellar Crown. Crown Zenith. We got 2 of these. And 2 prismatics. Okay, we need a box of prismatics. Here's 1 packet. Oops. Throw that away. That's Obsidian. That's Destined Rival. That looks like Destined Rival as well. Oh, you got to be kidding me. We need 1 prismatic. All right. What if Gen 10 is their last game? Please. Could you even imagine? All right, here we are. Freaking Crown Zenith running out. Can't allow that. The Ditto Minecraft game looks exciting. Really? I think I vaguely remember that. If I ever get a decent job again, I'll stop back by and get some stuff. What time are the streams? They used to be super late. Well, we have 2 streams now, Mr. Tyler. One in the daytime, one at the nighttime. Here we are. So we do 2 at a time per day. Here we are. Which makes them look kind of small a little bit. There we go. Tonight should be fun because we got all these fresh tag slabs now. They need pricing. Will you restock the pack protectors? I certainly could. Yeah, I certainly could. The pack protectors, I guess they sold out, didn't they? I don't know if I want to focus on plastics as a business. It's definitely a moneymaker, but it doesn't make you tons of money. There we go. Nice to see you're still growing strong. Hope you get super rich. Yeah, I would say cash-wise, no, I'm not super rich cash-wise, but in terms of sitting on Pokemon cards, I have done super well. And I don't know what I'm worth anymore, but it might be a pretty big number now. It might be like $1 million by now, in theory. A million hypothetical dollars. You see, I would have to actually sell the cards to be worth that much in reality. So you can claim to have $1 million, but I don't know. Not if a tornado picks all my cards up and blows them away. Not if the market drops and I'm forced to sell at a low point, you know, so you're not worth $1 million at that point. But I might be pretty close to a millionaire in terms of Pokemon wealth. Here's Latios. Assets and product are way better than cash. You can't spend them. You might be right. Your net worth. Yeah, my net worth might be pretty good over time. I have done nothing but work my whole life. Even when I was 18, 25, 30, and now I'm almost 40. So I really did just work away my whole life. I didn't go on a lot of vacations, didn't have a lot of friends, didn't buy nice clothing. I never bought nice clothing, ever. Never bought nice shoes, never owned a nice car. I finally live in a decent house. This house is pretty good, actually, but I treat the house as an investment. So I think the house is an investment. That's the only reason we have a nice home. If houses weren't a nice investment, we'd be living in a dingy home, I promise. So just been investing my entire life, and it's like a snowball, and the snowball's starting to move now. It's starting to get larger. So I'd say things are looking good for me. Perfect timing for me to get some sort of like major health problem. So that's why I'm thinking the timing is. Mr. Luke, nothing too crazy. You got the Snover, and you got this nice Charizard, and you got a little Wigglytuff. We are. But nothing too crazy there, I'd say. The Crown Zenith did not pay out any huge dividends. We are. Yeah, I'm lucky because I'm sitting on some decent sealed product. I'm sitting on some decent graded product, too. I have a really special collection. Here we are. I guess I could have bought nothing but booster boxes. Maybe that would have been smart. But weirdly, not weirdly, actually. I should say unsurprisingly. Unsurprisingly, graded slabs did well. Look at this, Tyler. When are y'all going to have kids? Karis and I have been trying to have kids. I think we announced we were going to try and have kids like 2 years ago, and it just never happened. The kid did not come. The kid was not made. So we finally went to a fertility clinic, and the doctor confirmed what we were worried about, and that is Karis was having a serious issue, and she just came back from surgery for that yesterday. She just received a surgery that corrects some internal issues. And so now, after that, the next step is IVF. So we're trying for the technology baby, test tube baby, guys. So wish us well on that. I think it's going to turn out okay, but it's not 100% kind of thing. But I think after this surgery, the doctor says that there should be a good chance that the IVF baby works. Here it is. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, don't feel sorry yet, because we might actually have a baby soon. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, technology. But yeah, I got this nice Tyranitar. I guess it would have been nice to have the kid knocked out already, to kind of have that 2-year-old by now. We'd have like a 1 or 2-year-old by now, but that's, in the end, as long as a baby is made, it's all good, you know what I mean? It's all good at that point. But I think that's an important part of life, is to have a baby, 2 babies if you can. And that's a big subject going on around the world. No one's having babies anymore. So that's a big subject. I don't think people want to have babies. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of responsibility. Very expensive. And relationships are so risky. There's so much that can go wrong, And we're a very looks-based society. And as you have kids, now you got to be an adult. Now you got to look like a parent, So it's an interesting problem. Something we talk about. We talk about all kinds of problems when we live. So last order of today, Dallas Willis, 2 Tops Galaxy Chrome. You got it, man. Last order of the daytime stream, I should say. We're going live again tonight, right, everybody? So you guys know that. If you're watching this, you're enjoying this stream, be sure to smash that subscribe button. We're going live tonight. And again, we'll be pricing up these slabs. It'll be a lot of fun. Wow, mister, can't wait for the little mister to be born. Shall you call him Boss Baby? Well, it hasn't happened, so don't get too excited yet. But we're going to be going for the full IVF. And this surgery was just completed. Karis is in recovery on the surgery. And we're hoping that it all works. That's what we're hoping. All right. Actually, it was interesting. The nurse who was helping prepare for the surgery, she was saying that this doctor is really good, the one that performed the surgery, and that she had IVF babies because of him, and that she has a pair of twins from the IVF. We are. I was like, that's nice. It is. Ooh. How nice would that be? You just get a pair of twins and then you're done. 17 babies. If we had 17 babies, that would require, I think, more than one girl. There we go. We'll call it the TCC dynasty. There was a guy in Russia that did something like that, and it was really, I guess it was really fascinating. He did surrogacy, him and his wife, and he was a multi-millionaire, so he was actually rich. I'm not that rich, right? Like, again, I may appear rich, but it's actually all Pokemon cards. So if Pokemon cards go way up, I appear really wealthy. But am I actually cash wealthy? Not at all. Not at all, actually. So I don't have a ton of cash lying around, I promise you. I have a lot of Pokemon cards, but not a lot of cash. But that guy was actually rich. So he and his wife had like 12 kids, and they did it with the surrogates in Eastern Europe. So they hired a bunch of surrogates, and the surrogates get nannies. So they had like 12 kids through surrogacy, and then they hired a bunch of nannies to help raise them because they're all babies at the same time. So all the kids are going to be roughly the same age going through the, you know what I mean? Very interesting. And that kind of stuff really fascinates me. It really does. It truly fascinates me. So if I could do something like that, I wouldn't be closed-minded to it, but it's a matter of money, isn't it? So you'd have to have enough money to do something crazy like that. But I came from a family of 11 children, so large families, not that crazy to me. I know all about them. I lived in one. It is that's Mr. Dennis. Where's Dallas? He's in the other box. I'm calling twins now. 6 is good. You know, if I just have one kid, I would die happy even if I had one kid. I think if I had no kids, that would bother me. I would be disappointed. I think that happens for people. No children happens. And so if it happens to you, if that's your fate, you just got to accept it. I tell people if that happens to you, you should just find some other way to do something meaningful for the world. You know, like you shouldn't just stick to hedonism. I think hedonism's a lot of fun, but you should do something meaningful in life. I really believe that. So, you know, if you're somebody who cannot have children, you should find a way to do something meaningful for the rest of humanity. And then most people, in my opinion, should aim to have at least one kid because I think that it's kind of like having a family, you know? So there's cats, there's dogs, but then there's humans. And a human being, that's when you really have a family. So, because it's your own kind, it's your own species. And so, you know, a lot of millennials do like cat mommy or a dog baby or something like that. And that's fun. It's also good practice, but does not take the place of a baby. It really does not. And anyone in here who has children knows that. So some of you guys do have children. You know that that's perfectly true. I know it's true because I had 11 siblings. Huge difference between a pet and a human. Like a pet has to love you. They have to. They have no choice. But a human, they choose whether to love you. And so when you have a relationship with another human being, that's what makes it a real family because the human's smart. They're as smart as you are. So that's very important. You know, it makes the relationship more real. Anyways, that's a bit of an aside, isn't it? We got the 2 tops chrome opened. We are. Check Discord if you've got a moment, says Jack. Hey, how's it going, Jack? I don't know. Do I have an order from Jack? Is it further down the line? I see I have a bunch of orders to, not orders. I see I have a bunch of messages to respond to, but I don't know if I have a. I'll take it. Please set it off to the side while I'm trying to get this paid. Go ahead with your other customers. I hate this crap, says Mr. Brett. Okay, so Mr. Brett's having a little trouble with Venmo. Brett, we'll be live again tonight, okay? And then Mr. Jack, I don't know. Are you this salty person? Hold on. No, I don't think that's you. Let me mark on red. Do you offer the BGS service to recase cards? I bought a card with a slight crack in the slab, so I want to send it into re-encapsulation in a new slab. I can potentially help you with that, but it will be extra pricey to get help with the re-encapsulation. All good here, no order. Mister wants to be like Genghis Khan. I don't. I think that Genghis Khan was a certain kind of guy living a certain kind of lifestyle. I would be just fine with 2 children. But the thing is, I'm never going to be closed-minded to having more children. So I'll never be closed-minded to it. And it's an interesting subject. And I think if you're a woman, you should try to have as many children as you can have. And I think if you're a guy, you should be open-minded to having as many children as you should have. And it's not something to ever feel negative or selfish about. It should just be celebrated. All right, I'm hopping off, guys. I had a great time with you all. I'll see you tonight for the late night stream. See you later, everybody.